Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. I literally just do my makeup and talk about everything that happened in Hawaii. I definitely missed a couple details because it has been 2.5 years now. If you're interested in solo travel, take a listen. Mom and Dad, if you're watching this, stop right here. If you're a parent, stop right here. I was working like 2 or 3 jobs and I was doing a full course load in school and it was just like a lot for me. Me and a friend was going to go escape the city and find ourselves. In my head, I was like, if she buys it, she buys it. If she doesn't, I'm going alone. Talking about doing makeup is so hard. My first island that I chose to go to was Kauai. I landed in the PM like so late at night. I think it was like 12 a.m. The hostel owner was like, you're arriving from Canada. One of the hostel workers' friends are also arriving on that same plane. Look out for them. She's gonna pick you all up. Thank God, because there was like no cabs, no Ubers available at that time. She gets here and she had a van she was living out of, which was like so cool. So I got in her van. This literally sounds crazy. And she said, sorry, I only have 2 spots available for like my 2 friends. So I sat on her bed and it was like the bumpiest thing ever because we went off for a while. I woke up at 5 in the freaking morning because a rooster, cock-a-doodle-doo. If you don't know anything about Kauai, there are so many chickens. I didn't know that. Nobody told me. I didn't do enough research. Whatever. I woke up, did like a 2-hour walk around the neighborhood. I don't know why. There was nothing around. There was a beach across from my hostel, so I went to the beach. Got back to the hostel and I just sat there waiting for things to open. My hostel owner was like, what the fuck are you doing? I was on my phone. I was trying to figure out like what to do next. Like I hadn't done enough research about like how I was gonna get from point A to point B without a car. And if you don't know anything about Kauai, it's nearly impossible to do anything you want without a car. So owner was like, get off your phone and get the frick out of here. I was scared to do things, so like I needed that little push to get me out. And I got on a bus and I was like, I'll just go where it takes me. Like I'll just go wherever. And I sat next to this old man. He was the nicest old man in the world. He was telling me about how the bus system works and where I should go from this bus that I was on and where I should check out. I ended up in Poipu, in this beautiful southern part of the island that it's like the warmest, it's the most sunniest part. And I basically spent my entire day exploring that city on my 2 feet. I think I walked 40,000 steps that day because I didn't have a car. It was a really eye-opening experience to just do things alone and like be okay with my own presence. I got home and I felt like super lonely and like sad that I wasn't really meeting people. So I just like journaled about my life and slept. So the next day I woke up. I went to go do my helicopter ride that I booked. I got back and this guy looked like he was struggling. Like he was like fully stressing out about something. I minded my own business, living my life. He came up to me and I was like, hey, do you have any plans? And I was like, no, like I don't have a car, so I don't really know what I'm doing. Honestly, at this point, I was like, I'm gonna waste my whole time in Kauai. I've accepted it. He goes, well, if you have a list of things to do and you want to do them, I have a car. At this point, I thought he was hitting on me. I'm not gonna lie. In hindsight, that's crazy because he would never be attracted to me. But I was like, okay, YOLO, whatever. Like, this is what it is. I'm single. Like, he wants to mingle. Let's go. I was stoked. So I got in his car. We did a bunch of hikes. It was like the most beautiful thing ever. We got to know each other really well. He is a nurse in San Francisco and he's just... In the middle of this hike, I met this man because I literally went up to him and I kid you not, literally an idiot for saying this. I was like, hey, are you from the PNW? Like, I don't know what I was thinking, but I thought he was from the Western Hemisphere of North America. So I was like, why not shoot my shot? And he was just like, he just looked like he was hiking alone, so I just wanted to like make a friend, you know? So embarrassing. We became friends and he joined us on the rest of our hikes. We thought it was cloudy. We thought we were gonna die, fall off a cliff, but alas, we made it to the end and it was a beautiful time. Okay, just like having foundation on my face alone makes me feel great. We drove down from our hikes and we ended up in like one of the most beautiful sunsets ever. And there was a beach there, so we just chilled at that beach, washed off all our mud. We had planned with Peter to meet him for a sunrise hike, so we did that. The next morning, we woke up at like 4 a.m. to get there and do the hike. We ended up watching the sunrise, but it wasn't actually a sunrise because it was freaking cloudy. We did the hike called the Sleeping Giant and it was phenomenal. We saw a bunch of frogs and I screamed half of the time because there were so many frogs. It was such a lush and like different hiking experience than Waimea Canyon. After that, we met a couple more people, and then it started raining so hard that we decided to go check out the north. We're drenched because it was raining so much. Like Kauai has like random bouts of rain that like literally just pours, and we walked into this beautiful resort and we were so drenched. We brought puddles of water into the resort, and we like went into one of the public bathrooms and dried ourselves off with a towel. I think it's just like a funny memory of walking into this beautiful resort and hoping that no one would see us, but like obviously someone saw us, so I thought that was hilarious. We went cliff jumping. I wrote journal entries at a waterfall. My experience in Kauai was so surreal that felt that the highlight of my trip was in the beginning, and I was like okay with it. I was like, okay, if the rest of the trip is bust, like whatever. So I arrived on the big island. I like really didn't want a cab. I wanted to hitchhike at that point. It was my birthday, so I wanted to spend a luxurious time in a hotel. Got to the hotel and there's like masses of people. There's like tour buses coming through, and I was like, what the heck is happening? And they're like, oh, are you here for the concert or the music festival? And I was like, what? No one told me there was a music festival. And they booked me in a room right above the music festival. So I walked around. There was like a shopping district. I walked into a surfer shop and I was like, hey, I'm new. I don't really know what to do here. I'm solo traveling. Is there anything fun? There was like a cute ass surfer guy, and I don't even know if he was surfing, but he was at the surf shop, so I assumed he was a surfer. And this girl who was really, really, really nice, and they gave me like a list of things to do in the neighborhood and like places to eat at. And the girl was like, I'm really busy, but we would love to hang out. Like, let's all hang out together. And I was like, oh my god, sure, why not? Got their numbers. We were texting. I was like, I made friends. Okay, so I built the orange under this, but I didn't do it on this one. Oops, they flaked. We didn't like have solid plans, so I guess this is not really gonna happen. I was kind of texting the cute guy, and he asked me out on a date. I was like, heck yeah, like why not? He was like, meet me here at 7. Got there and he like turns on his moped. He was like, let's go. Wow, get it on a moped right now? And we went to eat Asian food. Cutest thing ever. We talked about our lives. I think we like really bonded over that. After that, he took me to watch the stars. He's a big star person, so he taught me some things about stars. Would tell me all these constellations and showed me the star app, and I was like, wow, this is like out of a movie. We were on a beach, laying on some grass, looking at the stars, listening to music. He brought speakers. I was like, I should stay here forever. And we said we'd meet in the morning for some breakfast. So then he took me to this incredible and yummy acai bowl place. He had told me to go snorkeling, and I had no idea how to get there because I think it was like 25 kilometers from where I was. I decided to walk. Hitchhiking is a big thing in Hawaii, so I actually decided to hitchhike on the highway, like with my thumb out, and I was like,
hello, someone pick me up, please.
And someone did. The nicest man picked me up. It was like the most incredible thing. He was on his way to work. He was like, okay, I can drop you off here. I can't take you all the way because I literally work right here. And I was like, no worries. 10 minutes will go a long way. I walked along this really sketchy road park. He's like, are you sure you want to walk that? I was like, mister, I gotta. I'm gonna get kidnapped. I'm gonna die. Kept my thumb on it anyways. Someone was like speeding, did like a very absurd U-turn. Like, stopped in front of me, and he's like, oh, get on. What? 2 kids in the back. Don't you have somewhere to go? Like, you were definitely going that way. I can make this stop for you. This is hospitable and kind. You kind man. Like, what have I got myself into? It's kind of like the vibe I was getting. But he dropped me off, and he was like, this is my number. If you want me to pick you up, let me know. Okay, you got it. So I went snorkeling, and it was the most beautiful snorkeling place ever. There was so much coral below. While I was snorkeling, I was talking to one of the tour guides, and he was like, yo, I'll take you around the city. I just have to go and clean up, and I'll be back to pick you up. Okay, I guess he'll pick me up soon. And I was texting this guy to like pick me up. He didn't respond for an hour. At like the 45-minute point, I was like, I could sit here and like wait to be picked up by someone I don't even know. Or I can contact the guy that brought me here. At this point, I was like, this is such a bad idea. I don't know what this man wants from me. So I contacted him anyways. He was like, yeah, I'll be there in like 10-15 minutes. The guy who was originally supposed to drive me somewhere else texted me. He's like, okay, I'm ready to go. I'll be there in 15 minutes. I was like, bro, you took too long. Like, I already texted someone to pick me up. He made me nervous. And then he was like, it's your birthday, so I'm gonna go show you some turtles. And then he took me, I kid you not, he took me to the most beautiful beach with like thousands of turtles. And I was like, I literally only saw 6, but like that's still a lot in my idea of seeing turtles, and I saw so beautiful. I was so happy, like being able to see those turtles, not swim with them, like obviously keep my distance, but like be in the same water as them and like see them like float around and like live their life was so cool. Just love it. That's why I was in Hawaii. I love nature. Okay. And then I had to move out of my hotel, so he helped me do that. A kind man. He brought back an ATV and he took me to his farm, and we ATV'd all around his farm and this crazy amount of land, and then I went cliff jumping alone. And then I left to the other side of the island to Hilo, and I took a bus, found my really sketchy hostel. There's 2 girls passed out when I walked in. I put my stuff down, went to explore, I walked around, and I found a way to get to this waterfall. And I got to the waterfall and I was like, I see this one, but I know there's supposed to be 2 more. So like, how do I get to the other ones? And I started walking around, trying to follow the arrows, but I needed a car. And so I basically looked like a lost tourist. This man had 4 dogs. 4 dogs, okay. I was like, oh, like, do you know how to get here? He's like, well, yeah. And I was like, okay, like, can you like show me how to get there? And he was like, yeah, I can. And I was like, okay, so like, are you gonna show me? And he goes, well, you can just get in my car and I'll just take you there. And I was like, I guess that works too. So I got in his car with his dogs. I love dogs. I didn't realize I love that many dogs, but I love dogs. Instead of just showing me the waterfall, we went in to where the waterfall was and we like cliff jumped, and it was like insane. It's pretty cool. Turns out he was a local. Obviously he had dogs, so he wanted to show me around, so he took me his neighborhood, and it was so interesting to see his life. And like one of his like neighbors owned a farm, one of the most organic farms in the city, and it was so cool to be able to be connected with those people and like eventually see their property and like see their farm. And then he was like, okay, let's go see some lava. And I was like, what? After sundown, I was like, but it's like cloudy, like are we gonna be able to see anything? And his car had this insane speaker, so then he was like, here, you can play music. And I just play this like Zoo's playlist. I was super into Zoo at that time. We went up into this drive. I watched his like hood came down, so I like laid down and watched the stars as he was driving, and I was like, this is unreal. Like my life is just getting better. Like I don't know what's happening to me. And he took me to this volcano. You could see lava spurting out, and it was so interesting. He took me to like the historic part of it so I could read about it, and then he was like, okay, let's keep going. And then I was like, oh my god, are the clouds ever gonna clear? And then as we were approaching, there's like trees, and like the clouds were like right under the trees. So like the trees are here, the clouds are here, and as we were like just escaping out of the trees, suddenly became clear, and it was like clear as day, and it was like the most beautiful, insane experience of my entire life. I stopped doing my makeup. I'm gonna keep going. I cannot believe this is real. Like I don't know how this is real. I don't know what is happening. Like am I dreaming? I just like was like really trying to live in the moment. Oh, I really want to go touch that lava. I went home, and the 2 girls that were sleeping woke up. We had a conversation about checking out this place because one of them had a car. I'm just gonna name her Cloudy. Kid you not, Cloudy was the worst driver in the history of life. Did not know how to drive in the rain. Like she didn't know how to turn on her windshield wipers. So it was pouring in this highway, and I was like, frick, I wish I could drive right now. She didn't have a good enough car to get up high onto the mountain, and like it took so long to get there that like the sun was already setting. Me and a really good friend of mine, her name is Hannah. Sherman, love you, Hannah. It was like bizarre. I thought we were gonna die on that highway when Cloudy was driving, and I was like, this is the most surreal thing ever. Makeup makes me feel really good. What the heck? We weren't going to make sunset because A, it took so long to get up the mountain, and B, we didn't have the right tires to get up this mountain. I was so stressed. I was like, we came this far to make it up this beautiful mountain to go see where NASA films. It's like a perfect place to like stargaze and watch the sunset. We're like freaking out, and then this man comes up to us and he's like, are you guys trying to get to the top of the mountain? He has a kid, his wife, and like his other friend there. And I was like, yeah, we have no way of getting up the mountain. We're screwed. And he was like, get on our truck. You can get on the back of the truck. I was like, is that illegal? And he was like, yeah, if our front of house is full, you can get in the back. And I was like, and he just like books it up this sketchy ass mountain.
So we are in the back of a truck, 4-wheel drive, to get to the summit of a mountain. Oh no, we'll probably die because of altitude sickness.
It's all gravel. There's 100% way to like fall down the mountain, and he just like books it. Wind is hitting us, it's just freezing, and we're like, we're gonna get altitude sickness and die. And Hannah and I were like freaking out. We're like, I can't believe this is our life. Like, what is happening? I thought we were all just gonna fall off of the truck. I'm trying to take videos. At least like from the back of the truck, we were able to watch the sunset, and then we got to the top. The sun was still setting, and we saw the beautiful falls that NASA has up there, and overall, super sick experience. Hannah and I hitchhiked to this random man's house to go snorkeling. And he took us snorkeling in what's now covered in lava, but in like the most incredible coral reef area. And I saw so much wildlife, wild sea life, so many different fish in that area that I just like, I'm so crazed about the fact that a volcano erupted and it literally disappeared the day after. He showed us his farm. We got super paranoid and got scared about dying because we didn't know this man. So Hannah and I freaked out and we're like, we need to go like now. We need to go like now. He knows how paranoid we got and he knows why, and we're good. We're on good terms now. It was just cool to see Hilo in like a local perspective. Even though I did all the touristy things, like the things there are just so beautiful. Being able to make friends that are local is incredible, so fun. I had to fly back soon, and Hannah decided to come with me towards the other side of the island. And then Hannah and I just like went and ate poke bowls and acai bowls, and we just like hung out. And the next day we went and got tattoos. I got a tattoo here. I love it. Honestly, I love it so much, and I don't regret it at all. Got matching rings. It was so much fun. Someone bought us a luau experience, and we ate so much food, and it was so cool to experience something so cultural and beautiful. I'm just so happy I got to meet Hannah because I felt like we made a true friendship, and Hannah and I are still in touch. Like, Hannah ended up visiting me in Vancouver, and we went to Tofino, had a blast. I'm so grateful for the experiences that Hawaii gave me and like the memories that I made. It really made me feel like solo travel is incredible, possible, and all of the things great. If you have any questions about my trip, let me know in the comments below. If you have questions about solo travel and anything like that, also let me know. I had so much fun traveling to Hawaii. I think I had like a freak accident of like how much fun I had. Everyone's experience is different, and I'm so grateful for all the things that happened to me. I hope this inspires you to solo travel. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching.